really like that tune. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the next episode of Benvenue's Corner. In the last episode, we looked at the fallout after Week 16. What happened in the standings, and an injury update, or lack of injury, to report that starting right guard Seth Costanzo is back and ready to play. And this is exactly why Coach Hennessey decided not to put him on the IR when we knew he was going to be down for some time. It was because he believed his team would have a chance to get to the playoffs, and he wanted Costanzo to be there to play. Now, Shaquem Wagner, the backup rookie right tackle, filled in admirably in his role as a reserve lineman, switching from right tackle to right guard, and then swung over to left guard where he thought he was a better match for that style of play. So, good things there. We also looked at the individual rewards race, or awards race, who's in line for some trophies at the end of the season if there's not a Super Bowl trophy in our future. But this week, we're going to take a look at our upcoming opponents, who happen to be the division-leading Columbus Explorers, and also sport one of the best records in the game of football right now, tied with the New Orleans Saints in the NFC. So, we're not going to win the division. There's no chance for that. But I briefly will go over it here. We'll see the standings in the AFC. There's a big fight for a playoff spot for us. There's too many 9-6 teams that could cause a problem. Now, one of these two teams here, the Bisons or the Conquistadors, are going to win the AFC South. And it depends on what these two teams do that could impact us, but we could settle a lot if we can win this football game. Well, what are we up against with this team here? Well, they just happen to be one of the best teams in the game, of course, so it's not going to be easy. Let's take a look at their roster, and then we'll take a look at their season stats. So we're looking for the Columbus Explorers. Might be quicker. And you can see their starting quarterback, who is a well-decorated quarterback, Houston Schneider. Now, he's only 83 overall. He's got very good throwing power and very good accuracy ratings. Not a speed threat on the ground. We'll take a look at his numbers in a minute. I'll rather do that on the season totals there. The running back, Taylor Dunn, had a big game against us the last time we played them. He ran for about 130 yards on 20 or so carries. So containing him will be a big factor, but our team struggles against these kind of power backs. They might not be the fastest. Now, he's not exactly a speed demon by any stretch of the imagination, but he did a number on us because our team just does not seem to defend the run very well for whatever reasons. Something Hennessey's going to have to figure out. Their fullback, 34-year-old Casey Catani. Not a fast guy, but definitely is helping in the run game with the 86 lead block. He's got 70 impact blocking and a 69 run blocking. See, the run blocking skill is not as important as this lead block, because the fullback is going to be lead blocking. He is the lead blocker for the running back, so it makes sense that he would have, or need to have, that number being high. The wide receivers, they're a very talented group, led by Gilbert Godfrey, and I've already made a joke about that, about the comedian, the Aflac Duck, so I won't do it here. Solid veteran. He's got very good hands, just good route running, great deep route running, good release, decent jumping. Not the tallest guy in the world, but he is in line for some awards this year. it doesn't stop there. Emmanuel Sharp, oh, he's injured. They're going to miss him. Another talented receiver. But look at the catching ratings for all of their receivers. Vondre Chancey is another good receiver. Then they have Raphael Walker and Mac Murray. So talented receiving core. Their tight ends are also very good. Yep. Chester Ellis. Decent speed, decent hands. Great. Here's what we're looking at. This catching traffic and that short route running. So they're going to hit him over the middle. He's 6'4", 270. That's a big tight end. He's also really good blocker. So he's just an all-around threat. I would like to have a tight end like that on my team. Kevin Dunn is the backup. And the third stringer, Ben Freeman. Their offensive line is in line for some rewards as well. They got Kevin Bradford, left tackle. Decent numbers. Good pass blocking. Not so much on the run blocking. Randy Ellis, superstar left guard. 88 overall, and he's one of the guys that is being looked at as one of the best at the position for the yearly awards. Caleb Carter, their center. Take a look at his numbers, 75 overall. Not very good run blocker, not so much in the pass blocking. Right guard Dallas Haggins, 76 overall, decent strength, decent pass blocking. Again, not so much in the run blocking. Right tackle Travis Johnson, kind of slow, so maybe that's a matchup we can put Tanner Malone. Try to match him up against this guy and see if the finesse can get home. And speed. Blake Wood, the right end, or left end rather. 81 overall superstar. Got some speed. Got some finesse moves. Can tackle. Got Randall Everett on the other end, and just about all their players are up there for awards because when you're a winning team, I mean, that helps your voting, helps your popularity. And look at their backup, Tobias Arnaud. Look at that speed. Man, he'd be starting for most teams, really. 94 power move, 82 block shed, 94 tackling, 82 power. Good lord. Defensive tackle, Jonathan Klein. 31-year-old, 76 overall, decent strength. He's a decent mobility for a D-tackle. 70 speed, near 80s. Luke Gibson, the backup, is also mobile. Outside linebacker, one of the best pass rushers, if not the best pass rusher in the game right now, Denario Swiney. And he is going to be a handful. Along with everybody else. 90 finesse moves, 87 pursuit. Yeah, the block shedding might be the only knock on it, but it doesn't seem to be affecting him too much. But definitely a speed rusher and something we're going to have to plan for. DJ Childress, the backup, and then Devin Turner, developmental player. Middle linebacker might be their weakness. Philip Moorhead, Bradley Peters, Jarrell Larson, and Deion Rhodes. Not great at middle linebacker, but even so, 89 tackling. He's got speed, so why is he rated so low? The 75 overall with these numbers? Good zone coverage? Look at the hands on him. 71 hands. I've got wide receivers that don't have that good of catching on my team. Come on. Right outside linebacker, Desmond Ball. 6'2", 267. Good lord. That's a big linebacker. Tank Pines. Gotta like that name. 6'3", 268. So they must be using these guys as defensive ends in a 3-4. That's the only way that makes sense. Their secondary, led by Captain Jason Skandrick, 82 overall, Gerald Murdoch, and Virgil Hyde with the Zone Hawks. So their third corner is a Superstar X, and probably because his skills are fading as he ages, but he's still got some good speed. That agility might be letting him down a little bit, but look at the play recognition. His coverage skills aren't great. But a talented secondary. Free safety, Cameron Rosemond, a superstar player, 86, 87, 85. Todd Rhodes, the backup. Not very good coverage safety. If you're not really a run support guy either. What is his role? A hybrid. Well, that makes sense. I didn't see numbers that screamed anything else at me. Chris Windsor, look at that speed at strong safety. Wow, 91 speed, 97 acceleration, 90 agility. That's cornerback. I think I might have mentioned that once before. Good zone coverage, good press, decent man. I would start this guy at corner. I mean, you have Vince Burgess, a superstar backup. Why not? Look at their kicker. Riley Tracy, the top-rated kicker. 95 kick power, 83 accuracy. That power might be why, compared to our guy, I think our guy, drawing a blank on his name now, Wes McGuire, is 94 kick power and I think 84 accuracy. And we know his woes from the 50-yard line and past it for field goals. And their punter, Kenneth Webster. So now you see how their players are rated. Let's take a look at their numbers and see why they're winning so many football games. Let's do it this way this time. It might have been quicker this time. So there you can see Houston Schneider, who is up there for the quarterback and player of the year awards. Over 4,000 yards passing, 32 touchdowns, which is near the top in the league. 69% completion percentage is not great. At one time, Kiefer Byrne was sitting at around 75%, but the last few games that has come down a bit. He's been sacked 32 times. Byrne has been sacked 34, so the offensive line not always protecting him as much as he maybe needs. But some great numbers there, for sure. You see Ross Hartman has seen a little bit of action. On the ground, there's Taylor Dunn, over 1,000 yards with 7 touchdowns. Has fumbled the ball 4 times. Dalton Triplett has 0 fumbles on the year. Lonnie Hughes, the backup, has 6 touchdowns in limited duty. Wow, 6'1", 230. Just power. And there's Schneider. Even though he doesn't have great running numbers, he's ran the ball 30 times fairly effectively. See, Lee Kemp's gotten a few carries. Katani's gotten a couple carries here. The backup quarterbacks run quite a bit. And Chancey's got 1 run. On the receiving end, I told you about Gilbert Godfrey. Yeah, 101 catches, 1,300, nearly 1,400 yards, 11 touchdowns. Vondre Chancey has stepped up to the number 2 role with the injury to Sharp. And you can see Chester Ellis, 81 catches, 700 yards, 10 touchdowns. They love their tight end. There's Sharp. He's not going to be playing this game. He's out with an injury. Kevin Dunn, Taylor Dunn. Walker's got some playing time. Lonnie Hughes. So you can see where they like to go to. Number 1 receiver and tight end, for sure. Blocking. Centers let up 3 sacks. That's not bad. 3 sacks, not bad. 5 sacks. Yeah, they've got a solid offensive line. So when they're giving up 32 sacks, these numbers do not end up to 32. So there must be more players and other reasons for the sacks just coming free unblocked. Let's take a look at their defense. Now, they don't have a great linebacking unit. We noticed that. Their top 3 leading tacklers are all their cornerbacks. And their middle linebacker is way down here with 68 tackles. Compare that to our team. London Bates has about 150 tackles. So, something going on there on this defense. Tackles for loss, there's Everett, Klein, Swiney, Luke Gibson. Sacks, this is where they excel. Look at this. Denario Swiney is up at the top of the league with 12.5, and then they've got Everett with 11. So they have they get after the quarterback. You got defensive tackle here, Jonathan Klein with 6, and then after that, there's not much. Wood with 2.5, Moorhead with 2.5, 1.5, 1.5, half and half. So definitely have to watch out for the outside rush. So our tackles are going to be in trouble all day long. Interceptions, they've got a lot. They get a lot of turnovers. Vince Burgess 3, Rosemond 3, Hyde with 3. Scandrick with 2, Windsor with 2, Swiney, Gerald Murdoch, and Malone all with 1. Now, 3 is not too far off from the league leader, which is Aaron Kershaw with 5. The difference is with our team is it's Aaron Kershaw with 5, and then everybody else with maybe 1 or 2 at most. This team's got a lot of interceptions from just a lot of different sources on the field. Passes deflect, not a lot. 6, 6, 6, 5. I mean, we've got Kershaw and Lamb in the high teens. So, not a lot going on there. Forced fumbles. None. 1, 1, 1. A lot of guys with 1. So, not a lot of fumbles, but they do recover. They've recovered every single fumble they've made. That's pretty impressive. Everett's blocked a field goal. No safeties. 2 defensive touchdowns. Let's take a look at their best kicker in the game. According to the voting for best kicker, it's 100% is extra points. Got a long of 56, and he's 82% on the year, which is a lot better than Wes McGuire, who is voted as the number 2 best kicker. Let's see, he's missed a short one. And he has trouble. He's about 50% from 50 or more. Wes McGuire really struggles. He's about 4 of 13, I believe it was. See, Kenneth Webster, he's not a very good punter. Not very good at all. Let's see what their kick returners look like. Looks like Malone is the main guy with Lee Kemp filling in. Not bad numbers. Punt return, Jason Scandrick. So, you've seen what they do. Let's see their overall team stats, how they rank. Well, you can see for total offense, Explorers are 3rd. So that's what we're dealing with. And it mostly comes through the air. Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th. 5th in passing, and they're not a slouch on the rushing end. They're just not as potent. You see, we're far and away a bigger running team than passing team for sure. We're one of the worst passing teams in terms of yardage in the game. Yeah, they had 1,600 yards. Yeah, they're 8th, so they just get it done all sorts of ways. They're number 1 in points per game. 3rd in passing touchdowns. They have a lot of rushing touchdowns too. And 10th. As for their defense, let's see if they're weak there. It looks like, yeah, we're the best against the pass, and they're 5th. So they're no slouch on defense, and they're better against, well, we're terrible against the run. We're one of the worst rushing defensive teams in the game. And they're better than us on defense. There we are. Where were the Explorers? There they are. Points allowed, we're the best. So we let up a lot of yards on the ground, we're good against the pass, and we don't let up touchdowns. The Explorers are right behind us at 4th. Sacks, we're up near the top. As a team, we're 4th. The Explorers got to be up there, yep. Right behind us at 40. Fumbles caused, fumbles recovered. They don't have many, but they've recovered every single one. Well, there they are with 18. More than us. Interceptions, as a team, we're 4th, and they're tied with us, so they have the exact same amount, but we've just got there different ways. 5 of ours belong to Kershaw himself. Let's see, anything else to look at over here? Turnovers. What's their turnover difference? They're plus 18, same as us. So strategies for this game is going to be pretty simple. Let's take a look at what happened the last time we faced them, because I don't think I'd done that yet. Oops, I entered the wrong thing, forgive me. Go to our schedule. It was our first game of the season. Shaq Hennessey's first game as coach, and it was a loss by a field goal. A very close game. Let's take a look at numbers. And you got to remember, this was before the offensive line changed, before the team philosophy changed. And you can see, Schneider had 314 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. So, prone to the turnover, got 3 sacks against them, but overall had a good enough day. Kiefer Byrne almost kept up, but he only had 1 touchdown and 2 turnovers, was sacked 6 times. So that pressure from that Explorers defense is real, but might have been why a lot of changes were made on that offensive line. The other reason would be this. Taylor Dunn rushed for 140 yards, and Triplett didn't run it at all. I'm not sure what happened here. He only got 5 carries, and you see nobody else on our team got that many. Mikkel had 1, and who else ran for this team? Nobody, so they just completely abandoned the run game. In the receiving game, Perry Wood had a big game, but you see their tight end Chester Ellis, 2 touchdowns, 11 catches, so they're going to be going after him. There's Gilbert Godfrey, 5 targets, 75 yards though, so big yardage. There's Chauncey with 66 yards on 4 catches. We went to Triplett in the air 9 times, and Ramsey 5 times. On the defense, it was London Bates with a bunch of tackles, but the number here, Swiney with 2.5, Everett with 2. Moorhead had 1. So, turnovers, Virgil Hine had 2, Youngblood and Witherspoon both had 1. And what about fumbles? No fumbles for either team. So, it was a close game, and the Sentinels did not play a very good game. They had turnovers on offense. Byrne did not have a great game. He was accurate, but also, give credit to their defense, and he was under relentless pressure. The ground game was non-existent. So they're going to have to establish the run, get Triplett going, because we've seen if he has a big game, they usually win. The offensive line's going to have to give Byrne some time to throw the ball, and he's going to have to play game manager like he has most of the season. Don't take the big chances. Don't make those risky throws, because this defense will pick them off. We have to block those edge rushers. That was a big problem last game, and the offensive line has been switched around, and they have improved immensely since then. As far as the defense goes, the middle linebackers and the slot corner, Zaire Witherspoon, are going to have to target that tight end, Ellis, and shut him down. The only problem is, I think one-on-one Kershaw can handle Godfrey. I don't think that's a problem. It's going to be the tight end matchup and whether the run defense, which has been atrocious, can shut down Taylor Dunn. And these are the type of running backs that give us problems. The power backs that can just bowl over our defensive players. London Bates and Denario Blanton are both more known for their pass coverage. They're speedy. They can get around the ball. But they aren't very good against the run. They aren't strong, powerful tacklers. And that's something they have to both work on in the future if this team's going to improve. So, ball security, protect the quarterback, be careful with the football, and get Dalton running. That's how we're going to beat the Columbus Explorers in the next episode of Ben Venu's Corner. It's going to be game day. Let's check out this message. I wonder why the offensive coordinator wants to talk about this guy. Probably because he's scared of him. Coach, tell me we've got a game plan for Denario Swiney this week. I've been losing sleep over this guy. Well, could be because he's one of the best pass rushers in the game. He's a ferocious pass rusher and comes with everything on every play. Just absolutely plays his heart out. If we want to move the ball, we've got to figure out how to handle Denario Swiney, especially on third down. But we're not going to disregard him. We can't. We do that at our own peril. We're going to try to slow him down. We'll do what we can against him, but I agree, Swiney is a monster, and all we can do is slow him down. We can't afford to lose sight of him this week. You think you've got a handle on him, and then all of a sudden, he's jarred the ball loose or he's intercepted a pass. We need to keep our eyes open. So our goal is going to be to win the game and have one or fewer turnovers. And then our players will get, our offensive linemen will get some experience boost for that. So there you see what we have in store for us. It was a close game last time, but things have changed. We have Seth Costanzo back to the starting lineup to improve the offensive line even more. We have changes across the board. Guys have switched positions around on the offensive line. The offensive philosophy has changed since they met last time. So is this enough of the tweaking from head coach Shaq Hennessey to give them the edge, get the win, and secure a playoff spot? Because a loss could be devastating. A loss may kick us out of the wild card race. A win, I think, guarantees us a spot. So we'll find that out next episode on game day. Stay tuned. You better not miss it. This season could be on the line. Shaq Hennessey's career could be on the line because remember, he promised this was a playoff team and that if he didn't get this team to the playoffs, he would retire and walk away from the game. Given what's happened, would the Sentinels plead with him to come back? I mean, he's turned this team completely around with not the best talent in the world to work with, and he's gotten this team within a sniff of the playoffs, even if they lose. I don't know what's going to happen. You're in the same boat with me. Well, thank you everyone for joining me. I hope you've enjoyed these segments. And get ready for game day. Have a good day, everybody. We'll see you next time. Go Sentinels!